What Angel said at the end is very, very true. We executed the game plan very well. But in execution, it really was about defending them and not giving them first shot opportunities, contesting all their shots, and then having to rebound. They were out-rebounding their opponents by nearly 10 rebounds a game, and then we end up out-rebounding them by 11. So that's quite a jump for us, quite an improvement. And I was very, very concerned at halftime because Tanya went out with some kind of knee situation. And but the trainers looked at him, the doctors looked at him at halftime. He wasn't ready to get started right away, but he came in there. He still ended up with 9 points, 9 rebounds, and really helped us defend inside. Igbunu is huge and great athlete, dunks everything in around the basket, so it was really helpful to have Tanya back in there. But it was a really great team effort. We broke the press comfortably. Our turnovers were not against the press. They were at the half-court offense, which we need to clean up a little bit.
Can you just talk about the whole, the atmosphere?
The atmosphere was sensational. I knew it would be. I thought our students, you know, University of Florida and Florida State and the University of Miami are rivals. You know, we battle for everything: students, athletes, recognition, media attention. And when our players going up against an in-state school like Florida, you know, there's a lot of respect that wants to be earned, and it's going to be earned by somebody. So I think both teams were very focused. I think Florida's got a great team. I think their new coach is doing a great job. He inherited a very talented group that's very long and athletic. And as this season progresses, I mean, they came into this game as the 4th best defensive team in the country. So that kind of defensive efficiency really works. And so I think they're going to have great success for the remainder of the season. But for us, I thought it was important before going into final exams last year at this time. We didn't play well around finals. And I was very concerned. And we lost Anthony Lawrence to the flu, so we were a little short-handed tonight. And I just extended Sheldon's minutes, and he played almost the whole game. But he was sensational from start to finish.
Coach, can you talk about the difference between this year's team and last year's team? In particular, last year against Louisville, when Tanya left the game, the team kind of fell apart a little bit. But tonight, they seemed to play well when Tanya had to leave.
Yeah, you know, I think we just know each other better. We've got a little more experience under our belt. Guys are really comfortable in their roles. And you know, tonight we were at home. A little bit different when you're on the road at Louisville in front of 20,000 screaming fans. One turnover and all of a sudden the place goes crazy. But tonight, you know, our mistakes were not magnified. I thought our players, you know, really recovered. We had that one bad segment where I thought Angel just, you know, his competitive spirit, that Latin blood of his, which I know very well, having been that way myself as a player. He just needed to calm down a little bit, which he did. We finished, I think, the first half on a 9-0 run or an 8-0 run. So that last 240 was huge because we ended up having a 9-point lead at the half.
Have you guys changed things the way you guys defended three the last couple of games, or has it simply been a matter of just closing out better, executing better in that regard?
It's really been a matter of emphasis in practice. Of, you know, it's funny, we're a very good three-point shooting team ourselves, so I think our players thought, in practice we make them because we're really good, but in games the opponent, you know, they won't make them like we do because we're really good shooters. Well, we're playing teams that have really good shooters, and you have to make them miss. And the only way to make them miss is to get in their grill and make them miss. That means a hand in the face. That means contesting shots. The game started with a sensational defensive play by Davon Reed blocking Kevon Allen's shot. That kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, that we weren't going to give them anything easy.
How hard has it been in practice, even for your team, to score from three late?
Well, I would say it's been more challenging, but great competition. You know, guys, they pride themselves on their offense, Now, if they can learn to pride themselves in their defense as well, we can elevate ourselves in terms of how well we can play at both ends of the court. You know, right now, in Ken Palm, I think we came into the game as the third most efficient offensive team in the country. But as anybody who knows basketball knows, you're not going to shoot great every night. What are you going to do on the nights that you're not making shots? Are you going to lose, or are you going to play lockdown defense and still give yourself a chance to win?
Jim, Angel just mentioned how he was amped up for the game, the players were amped up. When did you first get a sense of what this matchup meant to them?
When we told them we were going to be playing Florida home and home 2 years ago. You know, it's significant. You know, Angel grew up in Miami. I don't know if he was recruited by the University of Florida coming out of high school or not, but traditionally, they've had great success. Billy Donovan built a dynasty. He's won 2 national championships and been to the Final Four an additional couple of times. So everybody recognizes how good Florida is. Our program is kind of in the infant stages. This is only our 5th year. I've told people, when I speak to the corporate world, I ask people oftentimes to ask themselves, are you at the beginning of your career or the end of your career? Because for me, I get up every morning and I think to myself, I'm really at the beginning of my career. I've only been a head coach in the ACC for 5 years, and we're just getting started with getting the program headed in the right direction with the right kind of student athletes. And our success this year in recruiting, I think, is a direct result of my staff doing a great job of sending the message out that we're getting better and better and that we can compete with Florida, Florida State, Duke, Carolina, Kentucky. We're going to be good enough to do that. And this is a great academic school, a great geographic location. And right now I'm recruiting. So if anybody's listening to this, or you put it on the air, you know, hopefully, you know, the next generation of high school players will look closely at the University of Miami.
I knew you were a little busy at the time, but Mark Richt came out and addressed the crowd. Significant that he wanted to be a part of this?
Oh, it was great. I thought his press conference was sensational. I mean, I love and feel very much a part of the Miami family, because the people here in Coral Gables in the city of Miami have reached out to my wife and I, my staff, and really have made this home for us. Mark is a former University of Miami football player coming back home. He grew up in Boca Raton. He played high school football here. So he's coming back, and I think he's going to do a sensational job. And I thought it was nice that our fans gave him a great reception at a basketball game.
Did he meet the team at all?
My team?
before the
No.
game or anything?
No, he's been pretty busy, I would think.
No, I just thought maybe since he was in the building, he might come on.
Yeah,
11 right now, are you, you know, were you able to do everything that you wanted to do at this point for realistically, with your team to get it at this stage?
Yeah, we know as a staff, we still have some things to implement. Like right now, we really only have 2 out-of-bounds plays. So we've got to add some nuts and bolts to the foundation. We've only played 1 defense, although we did play zone tonight for, I think, 3 possessions. So we need to work on that as well. So we've got some things to work on, but the most important thing now is our guys concentrate on their schoolwork and do a good job with their exams and get well rested, because we're going to have a very busy schedule for the remainder of the month and then for the ACC race.
Thanks, Coach. You put on a good show for Slim Williams?
Did Slim end up showing up? Did he end up showing up? I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, maybe he's a Florida fan. Who knows?
Thank you. Congratulations.